Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood panda here, back again for another episode. And y'all, it looks like the beginning of 2024 is gonna be a home free uh year. Well, sort of. Last week we did Nessun Dorma with Rob and Austin from Home Free. This week we are going to do Home Free's cover of John Denver's Thank God I'm a Country Boy, as well as the original. Y'all, I chose this one for this week's starter because I needed a little bit of cheering up, and I grew up on John Denver. My dad was a huge John Denver fan, and I grew up listening to his music, and this one in particular was so cute and so funny. It always made me smile, always put me in a good mood. So I wanted to start this one off this week for you guys, and y'all, you're going to love both versions. I promise it's going to be great. So let's go for the OG John Denver and see how we go.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Okay, listen how simple and easy he starts it off with. I'm going to raise the volume just a little bit. All it is John Denver's voice starting off and some clapping in the background. And it makes you already want to tap your toes. That's all there is. But that's all he needs. I love it.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. My days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well,
I always loved John Denver's voice because of the crystal clear sound he has. I don't know, I saw live performances of him, playbacks of live performances. I've heard studio recordings like this, and not a single time did I hear him struggle to remain on pitch. It's always very crystal clear and very, very forward placed. So it's very joyous in his way. It's very light and airy, and I love it.
Got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. And life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, I pull out my fiddle and I rosin up the bow. The kids are sweet, so I keep it kind of low. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Did you hear just a little bit on the word low, where he had a little bit of a yodel there to the sound? Also, we have the instruments coming in and the fiddle coming in because he starts to sing about it. But he had a little bit of a yodel to the end of his voice, and that's something else he was very famous for. That folk song, that folk sound to his music, but that little bit of a yodel in the end that just made it sound so country and so twangy and so relatable in a way.
So I keep it kind of low. Thank God I'm a country boy. I'd play Sally Gooden all day if I could, but the Lord and my wife wouldn't think it very good. So I fiddle when I can and I work when I should. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Okay, that sounded to me like, you see it, on TV all the time. You'll see a barn party and everybody's getting together and everybody's dancing around and then they have a band that has a fiddle and a guitar, or steel guitar, maybe a banjo, and they all start singing together in this party, and it's very relaxed. It's very casual, but they're having so much fun. That's what this reminds me of.
When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. My life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. I'd rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, city folk driving in a black limousine. A lot of sad people thinking that's a mighty keen. Well, son, let me tell you now exactly what I mean. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on a griddle. And life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Y'all may see me. I'm struggling not to sing along because I know every word. I know every word. I know half the harmonies because, again, like I say, I grew up on this song and in this music, and it just is something you can't help tapping your toes and wanting to sing along and dance along with it. It's just a feel good song talking about how fun it is just to have the simple life.
Nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Oh, you hear that banjo? There's a banjo.
Well, my fiddle was my daddy's till the day he died, and he took me by the hand, held me close to the side, said live a good life, play my fiddle with pride. Thank God you're a country boy. Well, my daddy taught me young how to hunt and how to whittle, taught me how to work to play a tune on the fiddle. He taught me how to love and how to give just a little. And thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yes!
Listen, I know we're almost to the end here, but listen to a lot of songs like this. They are just a lot of fun, and the instrumentation back here, the banjo, the fiddle, and the guitar and all those things are they are taking back and forth and they're going back and forth. They're almost battling, but in a fun way. It's like, hey, you got that? Okay, I'm going to do this. And okay, wait a minute, I'm going to do this. And it is one of those things where the joy and the fun is just permeated all through it, and you just can't help it. I mean, it's like I hadn't said much because there's not a whole lot much to say except, wow, what fun, what talent. Let's listen to the rest of it because. Oh, I love that. That not only brought back memories, my day is better. My day is better already just because of the fun. Let's see what Home Free did with it. Home Free is a league at all and of their own, and so this is gonna be fun. Okay, they started out a little bit different. They started out with, rather than just a clap, they have a little bit of some snare and a little bit of percussion going in there to kind of give it. It almost sounds like a train revving up. So you get the sense that, okay, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to get going here.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't have.
Okay, Austin was a great choice to do this song because he and John Denver, their voices are very complementary and very similar to one another. Austin's is a little bit more richer, but it still has that twang, and he is still that high tenor, and he has that country feel to his accent, and he has a little bit of that yodel in some of his areas, in some of the notes that he chooses, and so that he was a good choice to play John Denver, basically, in this song.
Early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. Days are all filled with.
Okay, the guys in the back here, you see them. They're working, but it's one of those cases where you look at them, it's like, okay, I appreciate it, but don't help me. You poor sweet things. You're cute. But yeah, okay. Great, because they just had, they look so happy. It's like just give them a shovel, give them the wood to stack, and they'll be happy. It's hilarious. Oh, I keep hitting the mute button.
Country charm, thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Oh.
Okay, listen to this. We're gonna forget Austin laying in bed with a fur. But anyway, moving on. There's another thing that you didn't get in John Denver's song is Tim's bass, keeping down that foundation in the background. It adds it adds a little more fullness and richness and completeness to the sound that you feel like it just feels like there's something in every part of your head and every part of the melody and in your ears. I like that. Oh, hold on. We gotta go back because they added a little bit of a yodel. Oh God, here he goes. They add a little bit of a yodel section, which again is very John Denver. It's very John Denver. He did a lot of that in a lot of his songs. So I like that little homage that they threw in there.
A funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Oh, dun 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 lady yodeloo. Oh, dun 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 lady. Oh, dun 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 lady yodeloo. Oh, dun lay yodeloo. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, I pull out my fiddle and I rosin up my boat. Kids are asleep, so I keep it kind of low. Thank God I'm a country boy. And I play Sally Gooden all day. If I could, but the Lord and my wife wouldn't take it very good. So I fiddle when I can, work when I should. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got.
Okay, besides the obvious talent and the richness and all of the extra little special things they've thrown in here, I love the fun and the comedy and the storyline they put in here. Originally Austin came out with his cup of coffee and he gets to work and he is happy as a clam as all of the rest of them and just loving the simple life. And you see gradually as they go on, he's getting a little bored with it. He's getting a little unhappy with it and leaving the guys to, well, struggle with it. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna get hurt on that axe. Okay, anyway. But I love the home free comedy is second to none, I'm just gonna say.
When I can, work when I should. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Adam's like,
well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Oh, dun 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 lady yodeloo. Oh, dun 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 lady. Oh, dun 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 lady yodeloo. Oh, dun lay yodeloo.
Well, I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds and jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. I'd rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy.
that accent, that Tim obviously has a very different sounding voice than Austin Brown, but that accent and that simplicity that they put it in, that little smirk, that little cheeky little smile they've got when they're singing this kind of stuff, it all melds together and it blends together. It goes perfectly well. So they are nobody's standing out. They are all melding into this persona and into this song very, very well. And they all just match. And I love that.
Rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, the city folk driving in the black limousine. A lot of sad. Driving in the black limousine, a lot of sad.
You ever go to a coffee shop and look at the menu and be like, none of this is English. Is there such a thing as plain coffee here? I don't think so. Anyway, sorry, I had to put that in there.
People, let me tell you now exactly what I mean. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Oh, dun dun dun.
up, Austin. That happened. Me and technology. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, Austin. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe they'll believe it was the computer. Yeah. Anyway, no. Listen back here on when they do the yodeling bit and the harmony's on top and the Rob's high part in the back, and he's just bouncing it up there. It's really floating, and it doesn't take away from anything anybody else is doing, but it adds that little crystal clear pingy sparkle to the music.
When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Oh,
Up here.
lady, oh, lady. See my fiddle with my daddy till the day he died, and he took me by the hand, held me close to his side, said live a good life, and my fiddle with pride, and thank God you're a country.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. Oh, he misses his friend. I'm telling you guys, it's hard sometimes to listen to the music because the comedy is just so, but it fits. It fits with the song. They don't put things in there just to be silly. They put things in there because they go with what the story they're trying to tell. I love it.
Country boy. Well, my daddy taught me young how to hunt and how to whittle, taught me how to work and play a tune on the fiddle, taught me how
See, city life ain't looking so good now, is it, Austin?
to love and how to give just a little. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Yeah! Thank God.
Okay, we're gonna listen to that just one more time because y'all, just chef's kiss. I love it.
Nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Yeah! Thank God I'm a country boy. Hey, y'all.
Y'all, my day is made. I don't know if you could tell. I was just vibing. I was having fun. Half the time I didn't have anything to say because it was just fun. It was fun. It was happy. It was talent out the wazoo on the original and the cover. But it was all about the way the music made you feel. And I loved it. I am so glad you could join me with this episode today. I can't wait for the next one. I mean, like I say, I grew up on John Denver, and so it always makes me smile. I had to put it in there, beginning of the year for y'all today. But if you liked what you saw here today, why don't you hit the like button? Maybe subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post next. And keep watch because there are a lot of fun things and a lot of updates and special little perks coming up on the channel. And I cannot wait for you to join me in the growth and the fun we're going to have. So keep an eye out on future updates and future videos. But in the meantime, have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever time zone you're in. And I'll see you in the next one.